These are the type of conversations and walkthroughs that I would have paid tens of thousands of dollars to just be a fly on the wall. Today we're going to be taking you guys to a building that we're planning on buying. We don't know if we're going to get it under contract or not, but we're going to walk through the building, see what the strategy would be if we buy it. It's way too big for us, but that's the good thing. It's stretching us and it's stretching our pockets. And we are going to pitch creative finance to this building. It's a $7, maybe $8 million building, 80,000 square feet roughly. Is that right? 69,000 square feet, 4 floors, right behind Mesa Country Club, where I've been a member for a long time. It's a building I've looked at for a long time. And we would occupy maybe 1/8 of the space, but we would expand into it and rent it out. It's a new endeavor for us. Who knows what's gonna happen? Stay tuned.
So we're going to look at potentially what could be our new office space. And we're going from about 3,600 square feet to a building that's 67,000 square feet. So a little bit bigger space. So this space is interesting because we're right now in about 3,600 square feet, and we're about to spend a bunch of money remodeling our space and kind of reconfiguring everything to be able to fit more people. Pace and I have been starting the process of finding a new building, but we just haven't been able to find anything. It's either all old and raggedy and like 1980s office frickin' attorney vibes, which we don't want, or they're just too small of spaces. You know, we're in 3,600 square feet right now, and we were originally looking for about 20,000 square foot space, so we could have about 10,000 square feet for our companies and our team members, and then about 10,000 square feet for us to be able to have an event space and like a podcast studio, so we could do all of our events in-house, our podcasts in the same building. We just, a few months ago, I actually had another investor. I posted on Instagram, I'm like, I need to find a freaking building. So I posted on Instagram looking for a building 20,000 plus square feet, and had another investor in town actually text me. He's like, hey, my friend is actually remodeling a building. Northwest Mesa, the area is kind of like, I don't know, C-class area, but the building itself is super nice on the outside. We haven't seen what it looks like inside, so we could be going and it's a total train wreck and we aren't interested. Or inside could be nice and it could work out. So we're gonna go in, take a look, see what it's like. The important things for us is, all of our team members, for the most part, they live in the East Valley, Chandler, Gilbert, Tempe, Mesa, Queen Creek. And so we want to be able to, have the commute be still reasonable for the team members, but also we want to be a little bit closer to the airport for events, so that people don't have to travel, about 20-25 minutes from the airport where our current office is, for us to throw events. We wanted to really be within about 15 minutes of the airport. And so the space that we're going to look at is right about 12-15 minutes from the airport, still in the East Valley. And so it kind of fits, it's fitting a lot of boxes, and where it's about 67,000 square feet, we can grow into it for years. 4 stories, we can take 2 of the floors, maybe the first floor, make an event center, take the 4th floor, turn that into our space for all of our team to work in, and then lease out the 2nd and 3rd floor. And over the years, be able to, as our companies grow, then have those tenants move out, and then we could take over those spaces. So, overall, there's a good play for us on this to be able to grow into for years to come. Because that's one of the issues we have now is, the space we're in, we've outgrown it, and we continue to plan on growing and growing over the upcoming years. So we're hoping this could be a home for us for 5 to 7 years before we have to go from a 67,000 to maybe 100,000 plus square foot space. So we're gonna see, and maybe it'll work.
After he leaves, we should go grab some food afterwards and we'll talk about it after.
Oh, the floor looks nice in there.
Okay. How you doing, John?
What's up, John? How you doing? I almost feel like this is my floor in my house.
No, it's not. Yeah.
I can't find the pieces, so I gotta.
There you go.
Replace it.
Building to replace it?
Yeah, there you go.
It's all like everything's ready to go, but I think once they got their final bids in, it's
too expensive.
Well, it came in, I think I told you, like 274 grand a door, which is, you know, we're in Mesa, so it's
Northwest Mesa as
yeah.
well.
So it's a little rich.
Is this the new floor plan?
This is the current floor plan. So first floor, we had a LOI on this. What happened is someone tied up the property and then wanted the entire thing. So we had LOIs, we didn't execute on them. These guys went and found another spot, which was unfortunate because they were taking it as is. And this was what I was talking to you would be a great event space. I'll just show you because you can kind of see what this structurally, what's going on with the property, and it's built solid. This side, because you can't compete with Regis, right? You don't want to do like
that's what I was.
But what you can do here is like smaller medical or salons or Botox, like those type of things. Those would not compete with those guys upstairs. So that's what I would kind of flood this floor with, and I think you can get to a 30 to 33,000 is what I was coming up with just for this side right here. So monthly. But then again, if you guys are doing event space and stuff like that, you may want to use that space. We re-landscaped everything. We spent a decent amount, believe it or not. I mean, everything just adds up at granite rock.
Oh, landscape ain't cheap.
Yeah.
It seems like it's cheap, but it's not.
Yeah,
Then you buy
I can't even remember how much. It's like a couple hundred tons minimum, like 250 tons of granite alone.
What are all the cars here parked for? Like,
So that's Valley Wise next door. Like they had a meeting with me. They didn't even. Here's what's weird. It's like we didn't even like agree on it. And they just started. I was like, okay, I'm not.
that's why I was like gate.
They're probably our buyer at some point.
So this would be potentially the event side. You were
Yeah.
saying.
So I polished all this.
What do you think for this space?
It's big. Probably 250 people you could have in here, you know?
250 people.
Yeah. If we buy it today, it's in the condition it's currently in, or are there certain things you guys are doing that will be done by the time we buy it?
It's pretty much ready because we were supposed to close like 2 weeks ago. The person
Canceled.
They didn't cancel. They just lost their
Their
6
funding.
figures in earnest money.
That's nice for you.
Yeah, it's like thank you.
I don't mind taking earnest money every once in a while.
So these are just the individual suites. Here we go. Let's go look at the second floor. This is all more of the same.
This is more of the same?
Yeah, it's like just dated.
Second.
So to the left. This is by far the nicest side, the nicest suite.
Well, this is a side Regis would be taking though.
They take this one second. It's that
Oh.
one, which surprised me because they're like, we'll take this second.
Oh. So with their agreement, they would wait a year before they'd even do anything. We could use this side, or
They're ready to start marketing.
but they would start their space though. Like
Right.
we could use this space while they're okay.
It needs a little bit of modernism, but like maybe paint some murals throughout,
Yeah.
add some color, whatever.
And it's like
The carpet's a little dated, but it's fine. It'll work. You know, it's like that brown. Get rid of that. If you did the wood floor up here, this room would be.
gangster.
But that wood floor would be 50 grand up here, maybe more, 70 grand. At one point, this was dope.
Yeah.
You know.
Still is. What are you talking about? It's super nice. This is the side they like.
Oh, because the higher, probably because these are higher.
Well, so what they want to do is just, we would smooth texture this out, build these up, and everybody would have their own little suite, right? So we're just putting doors on and framing this up. So we bring in someone like a commercial framing drywall company and have them insulated.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get Regis to somewhat cover the payment,
Yeah.
right? Depends. And then you just go through it to one phase at a time, but each side's $1 million.
Yeah.
You're
Each
gonna.
floor,
Yep, but no, each side.
each side.
Oh yeah, commercial contractors right now, double everything that you thought it was, double or triple it from before COVID. It's a couple year it's probably a 3-year project. You're just deploying $1.5 million a year probably. You're doing one side or a side and a half on each floor per year. You finish off the downstairs start renting that. You could rent the event space and our offices could be on the main level. And then you have Regis on that one side, finish the other side. You're probably in the next 12 months, rent that all the way out. Would Regis take both sides or they don't
They want both sides. What they're saying is give us 12 months here.
And then that's what you're talking about, okay.
Yeah.
So they want the full second floor.
Right.
So we would need to deploy capital in that first, and then probably year 2, maybe going into year 3, we'd deploy capital into third floor, and then year 4 or 5 you'd go into we could deploy a ton of cash.
Yeah.
If you want to sync up all the cash, but I think the better thing to do is to put $1 million into each side every.
Well, yeah, your tenant base is going to tell you who it is, right? So like we may have a perfect scenario for it, but when they come in, they're going to say, this is how I need it built out.
Yeah, do this, do that.
That's why it's like hard to touch anything until they tell you.
Right. You'll need a full-time leasing agent that's just running this whole building.
For sure.
Yeah, this is money for someone, right? Like they're just sitting here collecting. That's ultimately why I built that space out down below, just for a leasing agent, just to sit there, put a TV up. They could do mock-ups or go through.
Yeah.
What's going on.
Is this all you do? Is this kind of stuff?
Mainly, yeah. Reposition.
So interesting how we all end up in our own respective fields,
100%, yeah. Like I used to do a lot of fix and flips, and then.
You're like, let me get into some bigger shit.
Well, what happened was I was doing fix and flips to fund commercial. So I came from Seattle down here about 12 years ago, and then pretty soon it's like no one's in this commercial space.
Yeah,
it's still no one's really in it.
Yeah, people run from it. Even right now, people are running from it because they don't understand it, and it's scary. Even when we jumped into multifamily, it was like, wait, I'm going to go from a single unit to a fourplex, and then a fourplex to a 500 unit. Holy.
Yeah.
Now it's like you won't touch anything unless it's 150 units. Right. It's just a notching yourself up. It makes sense for us because you move in, we take a space, Reed just helps cover the cost of the payment, but you are gonna deploy money. It's a $12 million building. He said 15 million, which is probably the right number. How much space do we need, Cody, for what we're doing?
We could use that second space, or like the side that Regis wouldn't be.
While we renovate maybe this area?
Yeah, because we could be in there, because if it's 12 months, within 12 months, we should be able to get.
With all the cubicles, the low ones?
Yeah, we could use that for, that would last us a
so
year.
Much space, yeah.
Yeah. So it's and that's already done. It's we could move in tomorrow. Not perfectly, beautiful on every way, but it's
livable,
workable currently. So I think the event space is the thing that would be good to get done, because then we could start renting it out too when we're not using it.
Yeah, you could rent that out. You finish that out, and then we get a leasing agent, start finding tenants for us, and your tenants will tell you what they want.
I got a great leasing agent. I think we would have had this thing halfway full if we didn't pump the brakes.
When you got that offer.
But yeah, you guys did a good job on it. The problem with this location, Northwest Mesa, sucks.
You were mentioning that you guys may be open to seller finance as well, as far as what are was that already what you were under contract as seller finance terms, or what does that look like?
Yeah, they were bringing their cost basis down to 4.4, so seller finance at 4.4.
I wish there was food nearby, but other than that, the building's awesome. The location's good for us. We both have an office in Mesa. We have an office in South Scottsdale, so this is heart of it. It's close to everything.
The
pretty
airport's
easy.
14 minutes away.
Yeah, let's get out of his hair. This is great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for meeting us over
Good
here.
job. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Just follow me.
So sandwich shop.
Come with me. Don't go with Cody. He doesn't have anything to say.
Okay.
I'm gonna race you.
Okay.
Oh man. Welcome to Arizona, bro. Oh my gosh! Hey guys, if you want to see the full walkthrough, unedited, fly on the wall style, click the link down in the description. We'll give you the full video of Cody and I eating lunch together. We just got finished. As you can see, I have a Diet Coke to go. I just had banana pudding. It was amazing. But if you guys want the full fly on the wall meeting, click the link in the description down below. What I was telling Cody is I was the only reason I wouldn't buy this is if the inside is not like decked out. And we go in and the inside's not even done. We'd have to tear it out to start. So essentially, they want to sell it, they'll sell it for 7 mil. What's gonna happen is if you can buy this for 7 million, we're gonna have to put $1 million. Here's what he just offered, okay? He offered essentially a Morby method. And what the Morby method would be is they would be really selling this for 7 mil, right? But we would go to Marcus and Millichap and say, hey, the seller's selling it to us for 4.5 mil. Why? Well, because then the Marcus and Millichap will order an appraisal and they'll go, man, this thing's worth like 6.5 million. Of course we'll give you 4 million of your 4.5 million. This is a safe bet for us. So what we would do is then, instead of us having to bring in a massive chunk of money like 2 million, Marcus and Millichap believing that the purchase price is only 4.5, Marcus and Millichap would give us 4, we would bring in $500,000, and then those guys would carry another $3.5 or $4 million for us. And then we would buy them out once we deploy another $3 or $4 million into the property. But that's essentially what that property needs. That property needs 3 years and $5 million in cash. Commercial is so much more than people think. And he's like, oh, it's easy, it's drywall. And bro, if it was so easy, you would have finished off more. You would have actually finished something. Like, they didn't even clean out the storage from upstairs. Like, they did so little on the property. What they did is they redid the outside, which looks sharp. The inside with that wood floor, when you walk in, I'm like, all right. You would refinance that building every 24 months and pull out your 2 million and then redeploy another 2 million and pull it out with a new refinance a couple of years later. I bet you anything, mark my words, if we buy this, in 4 years, we're gonna go back and remember this day where I had lost my voice from Montana and I looked like a homeless person. And I said, we're gonna spend $6 million on getting that building all decked out and nice. Do I wanna buy it? Yeah, I wanna buy everything. Plus, you know how much money that saves me in taxes this year? We'd get a $3 million write-off this year. That means Cody would get 1.5 and I'd get 1.5. It's okay. I still would have to get another 30 million. That's not even close to where I need to be. I got to buy another 30 million in real estate just to hit that. I don't want to pay taxes, you know? The thing is, you're buying a place for your office to be proud to go to, right? And so there's different types of investments. And when you're brand new, you create this mindset. Like right now, you're in the mindset of like, I need to make money today, right? At some point, you've made all the today money you need and you've got millions of dollars in cash. Like, we've been saving $100,000 a month to buy a new building for like the last year and a half. So we've got like $1 million or $1.5 million. I don't know how much. I don't see it. It's just sitting in an account waiting for an opportunity like this, right? So we have the cash, and the investment would be not necessarily even into the building. Of course, we'd get tax write-offs, we'd get all sorts of great things, and we'd make money this year just from the tax savings. But it's a deal because imagine being on that second floor, which is like nice with the glass and all that kind of stuff, and you got good lighting in there, it's kind of good looking. We're basically investing in our team, right? And if your team is excited about where they work and there's amplified production and the company makes a little bit more money because people are happy, then it is a deal, right? You make more money. And that's the kind of stuff that's hard to really put a number to, is can the company make an extra $50,000 a month and cover the cost of that building? That building, if we didn't have a tenant in there, right? Regis will go in there. That's the other thing. We'll talk about this at lunch. But like, if Regis wasn't in there and we knew 100% that our company would make an extra $50,000 a month, it still would be a deal, even without another tenant. All right, so that's the video. But you know what? There's gonna be a part 2, a part 3, a part 4, and hopefully one day you come and hang out in our spot and you'll look back and go, dude, I remember when you guys tried to buy that property. All I can think about is that pudding. So I hope that you guys come by, see the office when we buy it. We're gonna go and try and get under contract, so wish us luck, say some prayers, make a positive comment down below, and on your way, make sure you hit the subscribe button for us doing all this work and me giving my voice to you guys. You guys own my voice. We'll see you in part 2.